Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, so it's time for my midweek pickup. As you can see, I'm on the go this morning, but today I wanted to talk about the patience of waiting for greatness. First and foremost, let me give a shout out to the Cleveland Cavaliers and LeBron James for winning that championship when everybody said that they couldn't and there was no way they was going to beat Golden State. I always knew they was going to beat Golden State, but that's me. So congratulations, LeBron and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Kind of ties into my topic today, waiting for greatness. It's so many things that we tend to ask for or even think that we deserve, and sometimes we may not be ready for what we're asking for or what we think we deserve. So for those of us who pray, we'll pray for something, and then for some reason we think that we can put God on a time clock in order to give us what we feel like we're supposed to have in the time that we're supposed to have it. And a lot of us don't realize that there's always a reason for us not getting something when we actually really want it, and the reason could possibly be because we're not ready for it. In our minds, we may think we're ready for it, but God may have another plan for us so we can really know how to keep what we're asking for instead of getting it and then getting a taste of it and then us losing it and then, being depressed about a loss or something like that. I said that it ties into the Cleveland Cavaliers because throughout the playoffs, a lot of people got an ill taste in their mouth for LeBron or whatever. And, he would be in press conferences, and I even kind of was like, dude is like mad cocky now, you know what I'm saying? But it's not that he's mad cocky, it's just, it is what it is. I've seen many press conferences where they asked him, are you scared? Are you afraid that y'all are down or whatever? And yeah, he gave a cocky answer, but at the same time, sometimes that's what you have to tell yourself into getting yourself to where you need to be. LeBron would always say, something along the lines to where, I'm not worried about it because I'm the greatest player on the planet. And, that stirred up controversy, of course, because he didn't chose to be the MVP or whatever, but he is still, considered the best player on the planet. But what LeBron was doing was almost amping himself up, if you will. He was letting himself along with the world know that, hey, you must have forgot, I am the greatest, I can't get this done. And when they got down in the last series or whatever, a lot of people were, they're done, there's no way that they're gonna win 3 in a row or whatever. But you seen LeBron, and he still was saying, I'm the best, I got a good team behind me, I'm their leader, blah, blah, blah. But he was just speaking it into existence. He was letting, himself know and the world know, hey, I'm not worried because I believe I'm the greatest. And I've been told that I was the greatest before, so I'm going to go with what, I know. And since I've already known and I've already proved that I am the greatest, I'm going to keep telling y'all that until I again prove it to you. And then all the naysayers that were saying that you wasn't the greatest, of course they come back and be like, oh, well, he is the greatest and all of this other kind of stuff. And what he had to do was he asked for something. He didn't get it last year, so he had to patiently wait. And that's something that we have to understand. Sometimes, yes, we may have a goal set and we may have something on our mind to where we're like, hey, I'm going to do this in order to get this out of it. And then it doesn't happen. And we get frustrated and we get mad. And then, some of us even question, question God. Why hasn't it happened yet? I've been praying for this. And, and a lot of people don't understand, the more that you complain about something or the more that you add stress to a situation, the longer it's going to seem that it's taking you to get out of that situation. I know y'all have heard me say it before. I'm going to say it again. The longer you stress about any situation, the longer it's going to seem that it's taking you to get out of that situation. So the more that you think about how you're going to do this or how you're going to pay that, you're stressing so much, it's going to make it seem like this hour has turned into 4 hours, and then this 4 hours has turned into 8. It's going to always seem like it's taking you forever to get out of it, and that's because you're letting negativity drag you down. And while you're stressing about something, you could be doing something else in order to make your goal get accomplished. But we get so caught up in the stress and the disappointment of not getting things when we think we're supposed to have them and everything like that. And then when we do finally get them, sometimes we, almost act like we didn't even ask for it because we feel like we waited so long. And then when you finally get it, it's like, you get the indifferent, almost ungrateful aspect of, why didn't I get this earlier or whatever, and you're still missing the point. The point is, you still got it. You know what I'm saying? You got what you prayed for, no matter if it took 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years. What you prayed for is answered. So, again, no matter how long it took you to get that prayer answered, you should still appreciate what you prayed for, because your prayers were answered. They might not have been answered when you wanted them to be, but they were still answered. And the reason why they weren't answered when you wanted to be is because you probably wasn't ready. You might think that you're ready. You might tell yourself, hey, I know I'm ready for this, but in actuality, are you really ready to take on or to have everything that you've asked for and everything that you think that you've prepared for? Because again, when you wait for greatness, you have to be able to be great in order to receive the greatness. If you're not able to be great, you're not going to be able to receive that greatness. Or if you do receive it, you'll lose it quicker than you got it. And then it's going to be a whole nother situation to where, why did I have to lose this? Why did you forsake me? And all the little questions that a lot of us tend to ask when things don't go our way. Questions that we shouldn't be asking, but questions that we still ask anyway. And that's where you have to separate yourself from knowing and having doubt. If you know, hey, I know that I'm going to get what I asked for, then you have to know that you have to have patience to wait for what you asked for. If you're doubting it, first off, you're not knowing, if you're not believing in yourself that you're going to get what your goal is. And second, that lets God know that the doubt in your mind, you're not ready for this blessing yet. Because if you're already doubting it, what's going to happen when you get it? Are you going to mess it up? Are you going to cherish it? Or are you going to leave it where it's not supposed to be left? What are you going to do when the greatness happens? And that's what you have to realize. That's what you have to be prepared for, and that's what you have to be ready for. Because believe me, if you're living right and you're doing what you need to be doing, you're going to get what you asked for. You just have to be prepared in order to receive it. And once you do receive it and everything, how you go about it is how you're going to end up keeping it. So with all of that said, I'm gonna go on and cut it short. This weekend is my little cousin's wedding. Very excited for Charles and Kaisha. I'm wishing them the best. I'm ready to get my cook on for the wedding. And I hope everybody had a great Father's Day this past Father's Day. Again, like I said before, I know a lot of us have lost fathers, have lost father figures. But always remember, not just on Father's Days, not just on birthdays, keep that person alive in your heart, in your mind, in your soul, and that person will always be with you, no matter what. No matter where you are, that person will always be with you in your heart. Keep the good memories, erase the bad memories. Just dwell on the great times that you had with this person while they were here. Whether it was your dad, uncle, grandfather, whoever was that father figure to you. And if you've lost them, always know that they're still here with you in your heart. With that being said, I'm going to cut it short. Keep God first, family second. Everything else will follow. And I will see y'all next Wednesday. Have a good weekend.